with module 5. And in module 5, first I'll start with wired LAN Ethernet. In module 4, two topics is remaining, but parallelly I'll complete the topics. First one is regarding classless address and DC, DHCP, and TN. Two, three topic is remaining. Parallelly, I'll complete it. But today I'll discuss wired LAN Ethernet. So, as the name suggests, wired LAN. We already till now we discussed CSMS, CA, CSMS, CD, all of them for LAN only, or we can say for Ethernet only. Now, what is exactly LAN? It is, you all know, right? It is designed for a limited geographical network, right? So when network is very small, or we can say that it is limited till one organization or one company, at that time LAN is used. So building, it is limited up to building or campus. And for each and every concept of our networking, some IEEE standard is given, right? So for LAN, IEEE 802 is used. Now, LLC protocol interconnectivity between LANs. LLC, I already discussed link layer control. So many other functionalities are there as a part of LLC. And MEC also I discussed in last lecture. So LLC, flow control, error control, and congestion control. So many other things I can include under LLC. So same thing I mentioned over here, data link control. Inside the data link control, two sub layers are working. First one is LLC, logic link control, and second one is MEC, right? Media access control. So whenever we are dealing with, only in last lecture already I discussed, whenever I'm dealing with point to point connection, at that time LLC and LLC, we are dealing with only LLC. But whenever we are dealing with multicasting as well as point to point, at that time we will use MAC address. So inside the data link layer, inside the LLC, three sub parts are there, or three sub devices are there that we can use. First one is Ethernet MAC, second one is token ring MAC, and third one is token bus ring MAC, right? So today I'll discuss mostly about Ethernet, types of Ethernet, what are the specification of particular Ethernet, right? So Ethernet evaluation. So basically four type of Ethernet are there. First one is standard Ethernet, fast Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet, and 10 gigabit Ethernet. Now, uh, as the name suggests, standard Ethernet means very basic or fast Ethernet, whatever proposed, that is speed of that Ethernet is 10 Mbps, fast Ethernet 100 Mbps, gigabit, as the name suggests, 1 Gbps, and 10 gigabits means 10 Gbps. So, according to your syllabus, means one by one, I'll discuss all this Ethernet. Means what are the specification, what are the physical layer, means how they are dealing with physical layer. Everything I'll discuss one by one. So, first one is standard Ethernet. So as I already discussed, 10 Mbps speed. Whenever we want only with very less speed, at that time we are dealing with this standard Ethernet. It is connectionless and unreliable service. So what do you mean by connectionless? In previous lecture also I discussed connectionless means what? My one packet is following some different paths, second packet is also following some different paths, then I can call as it is a connectionless. Means no connection between uh, means previous frame as well as current frame, right? So connectionless means what? Each frame is independent of the previous and next frame, so I can say it is a connection less. So whenever we are dealing with connection less, speed is more, but it is unreliable service, right? Now, next one is, I already discussed connection less, unreliable. No connection establishment, no connection termination fees. So here, no need to first establish the connection and then we have to send the frame, right? So here it is a connection less. So no need of that two fees, extra two fees, right? First one is establishment and second one is termination fees. Now sender send the frame anytime, but receiver may or may not be ready. So this is in LAN protocol. We are not dealing with acknowledgement process. So receiver is not acknowledging, so when sender is sending any time, but receiver may not be ready. So that's why it is not that much reliable. Speed is more but reliability is less. Now unreliable link, and they are using, yeah, here first I want to discuss that why it is, we are saying that it is unreliable. Because let's say on above layer, means transport layer, we are using UDP. On network layer we are using IP, and on data link layer we are using Ethernet. Then all three protocol are connectionless. So at that time we can call as all three protocols are unreliable and connectionless, right? So frame lost, then permanently lost. Means if we are, these three protocol are connectionless, they don't have any connection, right, between current frame and previous frame and next frame. So that's why if any frame lost, then permanently lost. But if we are using TCP instead of UDP on transport layer, then it is somewhat easy to means we can say this is somewhat easy as well as reliable. So if TCP used on transport layer, then it is somewhat reliable. But it depends on transport layer. Many time it will use UDP whenever speed is required and whenever reliability concerned more. So at that time we are using TCP on uh, transport layer. Now I'll discuss what is a frame format of Ethernet. So roughly I discussed that it is approx 48 byte, but 148 bits. One by one I'll discuss what is exactly there in that frame format. So first one is preamble, SFD, data, destination address, source address, type, data and padding, as well as CRC. So one by one I'll discuss, and here I mentioned means uh, capacity. It is first one preamble is 7 bit, SFD is 1 byte. Likewise, I mentioned, and preamble and SFD are part of physical layer header, and from destination address data link layer start, right? So preamble size of it is 7 byte, or I can say 56 bits, and it is of alternating zeros and ones. First of all, why it is used? It is used for synchronization purpose between sender and receiver. So it will provide some pattern. So pattern provided only an alert and timing pulses. Means whenever sender and receiver wants to synchronize, or at that time they are using this preambles. Means basically sender giving the idea that okay, I want to send something to you. So first let us synchronize our clocks, so it is easy for us to transmit. So that's why for the synchronization purpose we are using this preamble. So basically it is 00, it is a combination of 0 and 1 as a part of preamble. Now next one is SFD. SFD means what? Yeah, I already discussed that this preamble is used on physical layer and not a part of frame. So it is, we can call as, it is used for synchronization purpose, so it is not a part of our frame. Now, next one is SFD. SFD means what? Starting frame delimiter. This is the last warning. SFD is the last warning to receiver that please quickly synchronize our clocks so that sender can start the sending of the data. So beginning of the frame, right? So first preamble will send by sender. After that, SFD is sent by the sender. So it is a warning to station, right? That last chance of synchronization. Please quickly synchronize it, right? So in SFD, it is obviously it is a combination of 0 and 1, but last two bits is 1 1. This is fixed for each and every SFD. Means first the 101010 sequence is sent from sender side, and at last whenever they'll send last to 1 1, at that time receiver will understand okay, after this 1 1 my original data or destination address will come, right? So this is the significance that okay, SFD also completed over here. Now flag, this SFD I can call as flag that define the beginning of the frame, right? Now Ethernet frame means what? Variable length frame, right? So that's why this kind of flag and preamble is more useful. And whenever receiver is receiving something, at that time receiver has to know that okay, last 2 bit 1 1 means okay, from next whatever next bit is there, that is our destination address. Now SFD also work on physical layer. I already discussed that preamble and SFD both are working on physical layer. Now third one is destination address. So what do you mean by destination address? As the name suggests, whatever address mentioned in our frame for destination, that is destination address, right? So size of destination address is 6 bytes, or I can call as 48 bits. Now it is link layer address of the destination, right? Simple. And same thing I can apply over here also. Source address 6 byte 48 bits, and link layer address for source, right? So it is necessary. And why destination address we are mentioning first? Because whenever receiver is receiving something, at that time, okay, preamble and SFD, after that it will receive destination address. If that destination address is that particular station address, then and then it will read the frame, or else it can ignore the frame, right? So that's why we are sending destination frame for destination address first. After that we are sending source address, right? Now fifth one is type. Type means what? In this, basically they are mentioning the upper layer protocols like IP, ARP means on transport layer, on network layer, on application layer, which protocols are used. They are simply giving the glimpse of that protocol inside this type, right? Now next one is sixth one. Yeah. And what is a means why we are mentioning this? We are mentioning this type for multicasting and multiplexing and demultiplexing. Means if we know that what protocols we are using on high level or high level protocol, high level layers, then it is easy for us to apply this multiplexing as well as demultiplexing. So that's why we are you mentioning type in our frame. Now sixth one is data, main part or heart of our packet, right? Whatever data information we want to send to the receiver, for that we are using this data part, right? Or many times we can call as payload also. And what is the minimum data I can send? 46 bytes. Maximum data 1500 byte. This is it, only data. With data I am adding some preamble, SFD, destination address, source address, CRC. That is a different thing. But this is a pure data, means minimum 46 byte I can send as a in that data part, and maximum 1500 byte. So more than 1500 byte, if it is there, then I have to fragment my data. And if my data is less than 46 bytes, then I have to do padding. So for padding purpose, simply we are repeating the same thing. Means either we are repeating 11111 as a padding, or 000 as a padding, right? So it is necessary because this is means our frame is little bit static, that okay, minimum 46 should be there, and 1500 maximum should be there. We cannot exit this limit, right? Now seventh one is CRC. I already discussed how we are calculating CRC on data link layer and everything, right? Cyclic redundancy check. Basically, we are using for error detection. Means if any error is there in my packet, then simply I can discard the packet. So for that, I'm using CRC. If my packet is not correct, then no point of working on it, right? So that's why we are simply discard the packet whenever CRC is not zero. Ideally it should be 000 at receiver side. If it is not 0, simply discard the bracket. Now what is frame length? I already discussed maximum frame length and minimum frame length. Minimum frame length is 64 byte, and maximum frame length is 1518 bytes. And minimum data length I already discussed. Data length is 46 byte and maximum is 1500 byte. So what is this 1518? After adding all these things, destination address, source address, preamble, SFD, and CRC, maximum size of the packet should be 1518. And same thing, minimum data I can send 46, and after adding all the stuff, CRC, source address, destination address, type, then preamble, SFD, it should be minimum 64 byte. Now Addressing. In previous lecture, means mostly yesterday's lecture, I discussed about addressing, what is multicasting, what is broadcasting, what is unicasting. Same thing I'm using over here. First of all, whenever we are dealing with data link layer, at that time each station is having NIC. What do you mean by NIC? Network interface card. So it is already there in your uh, node or system, right? It is inbuilt. So it is unique number of, means NIC is having unique number. So it is used as a link layer address. So NIC fits inside the station, and link layer, for link layer addressing it is used. Now, as a part of, I already discussed what is unicasting, multicasting, as well as broadcasting, right? So Ethernet use all three concept: unicast, multicast, as well as broadcast. Now our Ethernet addresses 6 byte or 48 bits, right? I already discussed. Whenever I want to represent this address, it is it should be in hexadecimal notation. And how I can differentiate that it is a unicast address or it is a broadcast or multicast address? First thing I have to notice is, if last bit of my address is 0, then I can call as it is a unicast address. And if last bit of my address is 1, then I can call as it is a multicast address. And for broadcast address, simply we are using all F, right? Or 15 if I'm using, then it is a broadcast address. So unicast means intent recipients keep and handle the frame, right? So unicast means only one source, one destination, dedicated link or point to point connection we are using. In multicasting, receiver, that frame is received by the all, but only member of that group will keep the frame, right? Remaining all will simply discard it. So that is multicasting. And broadcasting means what? All station receive the frame and keep it. And efficiency also I discussed. Efficiency I derived also, how we are coming up with this 6.4a, 1 upon 1 plus 6.4a. And a is nothing but propagation delay upon transmission delay. Now from next class I'll start with implementation, means how many exact types are there, what is 10 base x, how we can use different cables as a part of our LAN. That I'll start from next class. Okay. Thank you.